very long, so.
No problem. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Looks like it says that we're streaming live now.
Well, it says it's setting it up. It says it's live? Oh, okay.
All right. Well, let me see. Let's just check.
Very long, so.
No problem. Just wanted to make sure. All right. We are live now. Welcome, everyone, to to an evening of readings to support the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund. That is a mouthful, but
yeah, I mean, as we know, as we all unfortunately have to know, the violence and discrimination against the Asian American community has increased tremendously, particularly with the advent of COVID-19 and it being called, the Kung Flu. So we really wanted to do something to help recognize that, and also to recognize the fact that it is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Yes, it is. So the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund is a New York-based national organization founded in 1974, and they protect and promote the civil rights of Asian Americans. I'm going to back up for a minute and say we're also a New York-based organization. I think we haven't introduced ourselves yet.
We have not. I think we must have both had crazy days today. I hope our audience will excuse us.
My name is Jasmine Brown. I'm the co-artistic director of Between Us Productions, and this is Samantha Manas. I'm not letting you introduce yourself, apparently. The other co-artistic director. So we are also we're a theater company, New York based, and this is, I think, either our third or fourth online event that we've been doing. This is going to be some original work. We have a full-length short play reading of. We have some excerpts from a play, and we have the first act of a screenplay. So some very different things. It should be a very fun and interesting night. But like we said, it is to support an important cause. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But I think one thing to talk about is just like, most legal defense funds, the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund, they litigate on cases that have major impact on the Asian American community. So as Sam was saying, there's been a lot more violence in the past year, but this isn't a new thing. Racism didn't just start happening in 2020. Maybe some people were more empowered. So this is a long fight, and any support for this this organization is really going to help in the long run. We do have a link to donate. Sam, is that link in our on our YouTube?
You know what? I'm gonna check that out right now.
So that's going to be added to our YouTube. It's also on the Facebook event. It is a GoFundMe. Right now, from donations beforehand, we have $36. I'd like, after we have our first reading, to be able to tell you that it's been more than that. But right now, we do have $36. So you can, that link should be added, so you can click that and donate at any time. And, if you would like to support the efforts that we're doing in general, you can also, we have a PayPal Between Us funds, funds with a D. It sounds like I'm saying fun.
We'll put that on the description as well, along with the titles of the plays, the actors, in case you, I don't know, want to book them for a gig or something, or follow them.
Imagine that. We have some incredibly talented people tonight. So I think maybe we can wrap up this introduction and get to you guys a little bit more about what you're seeing and about what you're supporting. But I think let's get it started with our first show. So
Yes.
This is Confessions of a Teenage Cat Killer, and it's by Sam Graber and directed by Graydon Guns.
Confessions of a Teenage Cat Killer. The time is now. The place is the lower park.
The most confusing sexual relationship you'll ever have is the one you'll have with yourself. My name is Doles. I'm 14. I just moved here, wherever here is. Dad and I have moved around so much, it's hard keeping up.
Yeah. I hear you, but are you hearing me?
That's my dad.
We don't accept restocking.
He's a salesman for some company. I never remember the name. It keeps changing every year.
That's why it's called the fine print.
Dad means well, but he's never around when I need the big questions answered.
Honey, not now.
Because the thing is, the whole point of all of this is that I don't have any breasts.
Honey, just a minute.
Dad, how come I don't have any breasts?
Oh God. Let's see. Rules of reality. Yeah. And all sex is final. The world doesn't accept returns and exchanges.
Got it, Dad. My new school's okay. Like all the other new schools I've been through, the trick is to try and make friends early before they figure out you don't have any breasts. So I sign up for an after-school club.
This year, we aim big.
The Homecoming Pep Rally Dance Promotion Subcommittee.
The biggest pep rally ever.
Where people are sure to have so many breasts, they won't miss mine.
Where is everybody?
But I'm the only one here. Well, me and Mr. Spingle.
Maybe we just need a little social media, huh? Social media. Get your friends to ask their friends, and pretty soon we'll have the biggest pep rally ever.
I don't have any friends.
Your name is?
Doles.
You must be new.
Not really, I'm 14.
Well, tell me, how did you find Highland Middle?
It's okay. People seem nice, and even if they're not, they're nice enough to my face, which is all you can really hope for these days.
Yeah, look into social media, okay?
Mr. Spingle says a shortcut to home is through the lower park. I find my way out the back of school, pushing open the red double doors that lead out to the athletic field. It's on the edge of the field where I first meet Fast Man.
I'm on cross country.
Story of my life.
And what about you?
Enrichment with Mr. Spingle.
That guy's a milk dud.
He asked my name.
Names are a waste of time.
Can I walk with you?
Can't your parents pick you up?
My dad's too busy.
Sucks.
You live this way?
Through the lower park, yeah.
Me too. Maybe we can walk together.
Oh, no. No walking. You have to run.
My body's a bit slow.
You run because of the hurt. The hurt lives in the lower park. He beats up kids for fun and posts vids of the beatings online.
Why does he do that?
For everyone to see.
What's the hurt look like?
All hunched up, bent over. But the trick is to make it to the cat. This old cat lives in the lower park, under the big stone by the stream bank. You reach the cat, you're safe.
See you tomorrow? After enrichment?
If you make it.
I decided to go at it alone. Besides, maybe the hurt is looking for a new friend too. And I pretty much get along with everybody, even without breasts. The lower park is marked by a small trail which descends into old tall oaks. Walking down the path Everything goes quiet, the leaves from the tall oaks calming the world. Sure enough, one big stone forms a wobbly bridge across the stream. I bend down to find Fast Man's cat, but I don't see a cat. Instead, I find kittens. Kittens everywhere, soft and purring. They cling to the ledge under the stone, trying desperately not to fall into the stream. I carry them to safely. I place them inside the uprooted trunk of a fallen oak. I tell them my name is Doles. They seem to listen.
Wait, Dolls, I got it. Maybe media isn't social. Maybe we're social, and the media is a tool to further our socialness. What about that?
Sounds good.
Still just the two of us.
Well, maybe we can talk about this tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
I've got to go save the kittens.
Kittens, sure.
Plus, I'm helping this cute boy get over his fear of abuse.
Kittens and abuse, a pep rally theme. I like that.
I sprint down the trail to the lower park and wait on the stone for Fast Man. Eventually, I hear the breath of fitness and the clunking of a backpack.
Hi,
Hey,
what are you doing here?
waiting for you.
Why?
I found something.
What?
Don't be afraid.
Not afraid. I just don't know you.
Well, we met yesterday, remember? Look, under the stone, I found all these kittens. See?
Wow, there's a lot of them. Where's the old cat?
Maybe he left them abandoned. The dad cat, off on business.
They sure are loud. They're probably hungry.
Or thirsty.
Yeah, all kittens need milk, right? Do you have any milk?
No, I'd like to be curvaceous. Maybe that's when the milk will fill in?
Be careful what you wish for. My sister got hers in 4th grade.
With milk?
Probably. I didn't ask. I hear her with her friends talk about stimulating their clitoris, though.
What's that?
Beats me.
Do you ever wonder about your body?
Not getting beat up? Yeah.
It's like there are two of me. The inside of me and my body. The inside fights me with the outside me. Thunder and lightning together, but just behind each other.
Hey, maybe that's the trick. Kittens drink milk, right? And you want your breast to fill in. Maybe that's what's missing.
Fast Man picks up one kitten.
Maybe the kittens searching for milk will pull out your breasts.
You think so?
Worth a try.
Once I have sex, I'm sure I'll understand everything. Ow,
What?
it's biting.
Can I take a picture?
Why? Ow!
To show my sister.
This should be our secret. Secrets are something friends share.
Come on, just one picture. Take off your shirt.
Okay. Fast Man leaves me fast, skipping across the stone, shuffling past the far bank, and running up the hill, his backpack clanging off his hunched frame as he fades into the distance. See you tomorrow. Secrets are so rare these days, but Fast Man is a boy I can trust.
Hey. Read the inspection report.
Dad is pretty much always on his cell.
It was cleared before we shipped.
Maybe the cell for him is like the kittens for me, a way for adults to suck out their feelings of importance.
It's not contaminated. Look, I really can't lose this sale.
Dad, I'm trying to tell you, he liked to watch me fondle my kitten.
Whoa. What did you say?
This cute boy from school, we talked about sex.
Whoa, okay. rules of reality, all bulk material is contaminated. The world isn't liable for any direct or incidental damages. Yeah?
Got it, Dad. Monday morning, school is different. It's like descending into the lower park, everything quiet at first. But then the chants come.
Titty, kitty, titty, kitty.
It's
titty,
everywhere.
Kitty, titty, kitty.
In the hallways, all around me, pressing close. Somehow they know.
Titty, kitty, titty.
There, on my locker, a single grainy picture of me at the lower park, shirtless with a kitten biting at my nipple. They know, they all know.
Kitty, kitty, titty, kitty.
They all know. And it's wonderful. The attention, finally some recognition. Kittens on the internet with me.
Hey.
Did you see? The picture you took is on the internet.
You gonna cry?
Of course not. This is sensational. I've gone all pop star at the middle.
Wow. You totally suck at misery.
But it was supposed to be our secret.
Yeah, well, the herd came by, took my stuff, and put it all over the web.
I didn't see the hurt, and I was in the lower park all weekend milking kittens. I even started naming them.
Names are a waste of time.
This one is Furbulous.
You brought kittens to school?
And this one is Meowch. She's a little biter, you.
Hey, wake up and smell the catnip. They're not your friends. I'm not your friend.
I wonder what I did wrong. Well, that's okay, my little meowchers, isn't it? Fastman's just upset because I was popular today and not him. He'll get over it once my breasts come in.
Oh, Doles.
Mr. Spingle, did you see me on the internet?
Yeah.
Wasn't it great?
Not the kind of social media I was going for.
But I've got so many friends now. Maybe they'll join our subcommittee.
Look, Doles, maybe instead of being here, you should be getting help.
Mr. Spingle, you seem knowledgeable.
I'm a licensed educator, yes.
What's the best way to stimulate my clitoris?
Oh, jeepers.
Mr. Spingle, really? Between not having any breasts and sex, it's just, I'm not getting any answers.
All right, look, life is like a test tube from science lab, from high school, if you make it. And inside this test tube, hovering just above the Bunsen burner, are all those teeny parts that make you, you. Everybody's their own test tube with the bizarre swirling mess inside about to get lowered onto the fire. It's how we respond to the burn of life's harsh moments.
Got it, Mr. Spingle.
Just try to make it to high school.
I'm sure I'll make it to high school because I can feel my body erupting. All my beautiful kittens, perfection, protection, personality. If spicy Italian gets women into labor, whatever that is, kittens are sure to work. I cross the athletic field and the chants from the other kids build again. So I slink like a minx all the way to the path and down into the quiet dusk of the lower park. But a figure's there, waiting in the middle of the path, fast man, not wearing his backpack, no longer hunched, standing tall and unbent, holding in one hand a kitten, writhing and squawking in his grasp, the other hand his camera.
Hello, dolls.
Is there really a bully that beats up kids?
Will you give this one some juice?
Is there really a hurt?
Just a little juice.
You mean milk?
Take off your pants.
That night, as a storm gathers behind the Highland Hills, I see for the first time me on the internet. Nothing is so cruel in this world as the comments section. Kindness is far from anonymity. No wonder names aren't important. I watch light burst from black moon clouds, brilliance from empty darkness. What about me? What about my emptiness? When will I feel pleasure? As the rain starts to fall, I run from my house. I run down the streets, filling with pooled water. I run down into the lower park. I run, the tall oaks bending, the leaves scattering. I run. I reach the gurgling stream, double alive in flash rain, off and over the stone, the storm and splash, barely drowning out the cry of my helpless kittens. My kittens! Inside the fallen oak. I grab Meouch in silence. Movement all around, but my ears hear nothing.
Jules pushes the kitten to her crotch and sits on the ground, all pressure on her crotch.
To my Meouch pouch, where the kitten first nestles still, but as my weight presses down, it scratches and claws, then becomes furious, writhing. Oh, the pain. But then, oh yes. Keep going. Oh yes, this is it. This is it. The most confusing sexual relationship you'll ever have is the one you'll have with yourself.
Honey, Doles, got some rough news. I know you just started at the new school, but we have to move again. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Dad. The other kids at school don't talk to me, and Mr. Spingle disbanded the committee.
So you understand?
Sure, Dad.
You do. You always do.
I'm sorry I was asking all those weird questions before.
Hey, you're not weird, yeah?
Yeah.
It's just, you do something once in this world, it can't be erased. Rules of reality. People always remember.
Got it, Dad. Guess I'm leaving again. Moving on. But before I go, I just want you all to know, down in the lower park, there's many kittens left. Still so many. And there's tonight.
End of play.
Yay! Great job, you guys.
Congrats, everyone. Amazing job. Why don't you come on screen for a second? The actors and director. Is there anything you guys are doing right now that you want to promote?
I run a podcast called Stand By for Places that does old and new radio plays. And we come out every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts. So check us out.
I listened to your Much Ado About Nothing, and it really made me happy. It was great.
Oh, amazing. Listen
So-
to that.
Yep.
Where can people find you if they need links or whatever?
Facebook, Instagram, and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all over the place.
Awesome.
I have a website. So
That's good.
it's pretty easy. We try to make it easy.
All right, Chris, do you have anything coming up?
Absolutely not. But I'm on with the next play reading tonight, and you can find me on Facebook with this name, Chris O'Neill with 1 L, and on Instagram as Boyo Twote.
Okay.
And book me,
Awesome.
and then I'll have more stuff to say.
I see, Jenna, you wrote that your Instagram is at JennaB241, and we can put that in the description. Do you have anything coming up?
Not at the moment, but if you follow me on Instagram, along with acting, you can see updates. I do some photography as well. So
Oh, nice.
if you want some of that done. But yeah, and my website is linked on there too. It's just myname.com. So see it there too. Thank you.
Awesome.
Nathaniel?
I wish, not anything right now. But
It's almost like there's been a pandemic that's made it hard to work.
What?
Gosh.
What are you talking about? All right, and I see, Art, you gave me a website that I just put on the description so people can find you. Anything else you have coming up?
Yeah, well, I live in LA now, and I do animation voices. I just voiced a character in a feature film coming out fairly soon, I hope. And mainly I've been focusing on audiobooks. I released my 4th audiobook, and you can find all about it at artbrownvo.com. And if you sign up to my list, I will give you a free book.
Ooh,
Awesome.
awesome. All right. Thank you so much, guys. You did an amazing job.
It was really great. And that was some really intense material for you guys to work on.
Yeah.
So props to all of you. Thanks for doing that. That was great.
I have to say, I am a teacher, and some of the questions she asked that teacher, I literally said out loud, "Oh, God."
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Yeah.
I guess I also wanted to say, since he's not here, Sam Graber, who's the writer of this, I know that he also has a podcast called American Refugee. So if you guys liked his work, you can check that out as well.
Okay.
But now we're going to talk a little bit more about the reason we're here, which is the AALDEF. So we talked about, obviously, that they provide legal resources, but it's not just, I mean, they employ lawyers, but it's not just that. They're also, they conduct free multilingual legal advice for low-income Asian Americans and new immigrants. They educate Asian Americans about their legal rights. And I think, you know, and this is not just for Asian Americans, but there is definitely, you know, immigrants and people who English is not their first language often get taken advantage of or fall through the cracks in our legal system. So that's really important. You know, if you are told your rights in a language that you don't speak well enough to understand, it's not really fair. So, you know, they're doing a lot to help with that.
Yeah, and, you know, I think, you know, unfortunately, often things aren't offered in enough languages for Asian Americans. Depending on, you know, what language you speak, it may or may not be available to you. So that's very important work.
Absolutely. We did update and have that link on the YouTube now. We're still at $36. So if you are watching this, if you feel like you can donate anything, even $1 helps for this really important work. I hope you're watching and enjoying, because we have, you know, some really talented people who are giving their time and energy for this. So please help us out.
And also, if you are watching this on replay, know that you can still donate. So it is not over. If you would like to donate, please do, even if it feels like the time has passed.
Yes, absolutely. With that, I think if you're ready, Sam, we can move on to the next play. All right, so that is going to be Uprising.
No, written by us.
Written by us. That's right. That's right. All right. Yeah. So without further ado, Uprising.
And directed by Jasmine.
And directed by me. That's right.
Giving credit where credit is due.
Absolutely.
And it's excerpts from a full-length play.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
All right. Enjoy. Excerpts from Uprising by Jasmine Brown and Samantha Manas. Scene 1, a courtroom, 1911.
Miss Alterman, can you tell the court where you went after that?
Then I went to the toilet room. Margaret disappeared from me and I wanted to go up Green Street side, but the whole door was in flames. So I went in, hid myself in the toilet rooms and bent my face over the sink. And then ran to the Washington side elevator, but there was a big crowd and I couldn't pass through there. I noticed someone, a whole crowd around the door, and then I saw the Bernstein, the manager's brother, trying to open the door, and there was Margaret near him. Bernstein tried to open the door, but he couldn't open it. And then I said, wait, I will open the door. I tried, pushed the handle in and out all ways, but I couldn't open it. Margaret pushed me on the other side, got hold of the handle, and then she tried. And then I saw her kneeling down on her knees and her hair was loose and the trail of her dress was a little far from her. And then a big smoke came and I couldn't see. I just know it was Margaret. And I said, Margaret, and she didn't reply. I left Margaret. I turned my head on the side and I noticed the trail of her dress and the ends of her hair begin to burn.
I seen those awful flames from the Green Street side. Sounds so loud and the glass coming out with something. And the girls around the windows jumping all around. It made me think my last moment had come then. It took very long for the elevator to come up. I was over at the windows and I see the doorway open. I just got in. If he had closed the door, I would have never gotten in the elevator. I was rubbing up against the walls going down the shaft.
And as soon as you heard the cry of fire, where did you go, Miss Weena?
Back to the Washington Place corner. I went to the dressing room over at the Green Street side where I started to call my sister. Then I seen the flames were coming up from the Green Street entrance toward Washington Post. I went back to the door. I always knew there was a door because I couldn't help but see it. I pushed it towards myself and I couldn't open it. And then I pushed it inward and it wouldn't go. And then I cried out, the door is locked.
They pushed me into the dressing room, so I could not see anything else. It got very dark and I felt a draft, so I wanted to go out. As soon as I passed, I seen the examining tables were all burning. As I was passing by, I seen smoke. You can see everything burning, and I see the rest of the girls and remained in the dressing room. So when I passes the window, I opened the window. All the people, what I left in the dressing room, are dead.
I was in the dressing room. Kate Alterman, Margaret Schwartz, and I were dressing ourselves in the dressing room. We ran to the Green Street door over the machines because it was too crowded through the girls. I turned back to the elevator doors. Then I seen the elevator come up and I tried to push myself into the elevator. That is how I got down. I saw them jumping. And I reminded myself I was on the 9th floor. I will get killed. I was cool and nice and calm, you know? If I was excited, I would have jumped through the window.
Now, where were the girls in question, and why did they not use the elevator themselves?
The girls were all standing at the stairway door. Therefore, they were not at the elevator because the elevator wasn't up. Why should they stand there at the elevator for to look and watch it? They can't jump into the elevator. They'll get killed as well from the window. They can't stand and watch the elevator.
What were they doing then?
They were trying to break the door open. That is what the girls was trying to do. You were trying to tell me I don't know what. Well, I wasn't in their hearts. I don't know how they felt, but everybody wanted to open that door.
Between the machines and between the examining tables, I noticed afterwards on the other side, near the Washington side windows, Bernstein, the manager's brother, throwing around like a wildcat at the window, and he was chasing his head out of the window and pull himself back. He wanted to jump, I suppose, but he was afraid. And then I saw the flames cover him. I noticed on the Green Street side, someone else fell down on the floor and the flames cover him. I tried to run through the flames on the Green Street side. The whole door was a red curtain of fire. A young lady came and she began to pull me in the back of my dress and she wouldn't let me in. I kicked her with my foot. I don't know what became of her.
I was standing by my machine. I had my back to the Green Street side. I heard someone holler fire and I turned around and I see it was at the cutting tables. And I ran to the Washington Place door. There were about 30 girls when I reached the door. They were trying to open with all their might, but they couldn't open the door. We were all hollering. We didn't know what to do. Then Louis Brown hollered, "Wait, girls, I will open the door for you." So we all got on the side and he passes and opened the door. And with the key, he twisted the lock and we went downstairs and got out. There was a crowd that came down after me. I had tried the door many other times in dinner hour, but it was never open. It was always locked.
Did you ever ask Mr. Harris about the door?
I did not ask him. I used to be afraid of him.
You were afraid of Harris?
Sure. Mr. Harris, we saw most of the time on the 9th floor. He used to come down sometimes and he'd just walk around for 4 or 5 minutes.
Did you ever see Mr. Blank?
No, not very often.
You do like to argue some, don't you, little girl? You do not really mean to say that you were afraid of these two men, were you?
Not exactly afraid, but you know how they are. I was like nothing to them because I was only a working girl. I know that when a girl doesn't do anything right, she gets discharged. This is why I was afraid. This is why I did not talk to them.
Scene 2. 1 year earlier. Circa, Clara, and many other workers, mostly Jewish and Italian young women, hold the picket line. They are chanting.
Fair wages! Fair hours!
We'd rather starve quick than starve slow.
We can do this, girls.
We've got to do this. We can keep living this way, working for nothing, being treated like nothing. We deserve the lives that we worked for and dreamed about, not just for us, but our children too.
Wow, someone's really taken to the party line.
Seeing all these people, it doesn't feel like just us anymore. All these people, men, women, Jewish, Italian, we're all American now, And if we're working together, maybe things won't be so bad.
Well, I found out your man doesn't mind so much that you go in for the socialist bunk,
Oh, hush. He's scared we won't work again. But look at all these people. Everyone can see it's real. I've never been a part of something like this. I heard what you said. I didn't like living this way, but I thought there was nothing we could do. Women choose. We cry, we talk, but no one listens. But it's not just us anymore.
Yeah.
It's everyone.
Oh, I know this. I know this very well. Life is suffering, sure, but when men and women fight, that's when we get miracles. You can't just take what's offered, little Circa. Not if it's not enough to live. They'll step on your face just to wipe their feet if you let them. They'll use us like property, not like people. But we are people, and we came to this country, this rich country, this land of freedoms. We came here to carve out our peace too. Every hand willing to sow must be able to reap the benefits. Only then will this country's promise be fulfilled.
Baruch Hashem.
Amen.
Nice to see you, Miss Clara. I've seen you out here before on other strikes.
But it's very nice to see you brought some friends.
Oh, well, as he wills it.
Hashem may will it, but even the Italian girls follow once you set your mind to doing the work.
I've been known to make a picket line a bit more rowdy, haven't I?
And less lonely. You make working and fighting better for so many girls, but especially me. When I came to New York, 2 months on that boat, alone.
Never be alone again, little Circa. That's what a union means, together. And you have your man now, of course. Not that I keep him around, keep him safe when you need it. You sure he's not a coward?
You stop that. I told you he was on board. He's like you now, talking about brotherhood day and night, and he's so worried about me. That's his new problem. He always has to have one, something to worry over, you know? They get that training in Temple. They sit all day wondering what's right to do. Do we have the time? What with all the housework? But now, not only is he still afraid for our jobs, but on our way here this morning, he started on all this bunk about what might happen to me on the line. Here I am with you and all the same girls I work with every day. The only difference is we're outside. If we don't catch cold, I think we'll be fine.
Wait, so you saw him this morning?
Clara, no. He got up early to walk me here, that's all. You're being really mean. You know he's a good man, and we're to be married, and you know he cares about the cause, and you know he'd be on the front of the line with us if the strike leaders didn't tell the men to stay back.
Yes, they did decide that.
All right, break this up. You're disturbing business.
We have every right to be here.
Is that so? You gonna teach me about rights, kike bitch?
Oh! Clara!
Shut your pretty little mouth before I shut it for you.
We're not breaking any laws.
Hey, ain't we just supposed to haul him off to jail?
Is this your first strike? You gotta rough them up first so they learn. What do you think we're getting paid for? These bitches make trouble for everyone.
Yeah, it's just, they're ladies.
These ain't ladies.
Scene 3. William Shepard Gunn's office, at least 5 years later.
Planning on asking me about the fire? I'm all talked out. I've relived that day one too many times.
Well, that's part of what I was going to ask.
Well, you can just forget that part. I've had enough. There was still a fight for the working class to improve themselves. I want to stick to the issues.
Very well, Miss Lemlich. May we talk about the aftermath of the fire?
Yes, as long as it relates to the issues.
Yeah, I want to talk about that first rally after the fire, if that's okay.
It amazes me that everyone was so willing to accept those rich scum. And Morgan and Alva Belmont, Actions speak louder than words, and their actions were only partly with us. These are people who belong to clubs that normally would not admit a Jew, for instance. Anyway, they organized a meeting at the Metropolitan Opera House. You could not imagine all the people. None of us poor men and women had ever seen anything so grand before.
That must have been special to see.
Oh, it was. And Dan and Alva got up on that glorious stage and demanded safety laws to protect us. They said that we, people too, that everyone deserved the right to feel and be safe at their jobs. You know, this is the golden land after all, as at least that's what they tell me. You know, I've yet to live on one street paved with gold. Over 350,000 people were there, they said, and not one lived near anything paved with gold. Those ladies, they talked big, but talk is cheap. Nothing they did furthered our cause. There was a war between the classes in this country. Either you're rich or a poor person under the richest thumb. We're still under the thumbs of those women.
So the demands made by Miss Morgan and Miss Belmont didn't work?
Well, not entirely. However, there is a wonderful, wonderful activist woman named Frances Perkins. Oof. She and some others, they pushed through. I believe it is 8 laws about safety and sanitation in the factories and laws preventing the abuse of women and children. I mean, after all, how can our children grow up to have a better life without an education?
They can't.
Precisely. Still, we work 6 days a week and far more than 8 hours a day. I will not stop until we get a 2-day weekend and an 8-hour workday. Until our wages are enough for all of us to have one apartment for one family, not 3 sharing one room. It's disgraceful. Look, if I wanted to live this way, I could stay in Russia.
So what's next for you?
Work! Our tables need food on them, and there's always more factories, safer ones, we hope. My cousin works in 2 now. She's got a family to support. As for me, I have other work besides the day-to-day, and it's just not finished yet.
Do you think it ever will be?
As long as there is greed in this world, we will never be finished. Until every worker can make a decent wage and work only 8 hours a day, the end will not be near. The working class of America built this country, and we are still building it today. We came here for opportunity and have instead had mud kicked in our faces. But this is not my home country of Russia. Here we can fight. They may beat us and take everything we have, but they will never take our dignity. And we are not the slaves of the Bible. No, we are not the Jews or Italians or women or men. We are Americans. Although they may try to mute it, we have a voice here, and we will not be silenced. I will not be silenced.
End of play.
Yay! Great job, everyone. Do you all want to come on and we can see if anyone's doing anything fun or anything they want to promote? I'm sure we're all doing fun things.
I was just like, as the person working with this, I'm just blown away by so many talented people.
Yes.
Largely some extremely talented women. That was just so wonderful. You're all so great.
Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. I guess I'll go down the line. Erica, what are you working on? Where can people find you?
Hey, everyone. It was so cool to revisit this because I was part of the first time we did it.
Yep.
How many years ago was that? 2013?
Oh, something like that.
It was like the first play I did when I moved. That was like the first thing I did was your guys' thing.
Wow.
So this was really cool.
That was
but yeah. Well, probably Instagram is the best way to keep up with me. I can put it in the chat. It's Erica the Becker. And most recently, I did a show that's going to be on Amazon Prime. It's called Brooklyn Ties. It's like a mob show.
Ooh.
So I'm in an episode of that as a guest star. So you can check that out. But yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
You definitely will. That's awesome. Art, we already spoke to you, so we'll just recognize that Art is here.
Yeah,
and
once
remind
again, if you want to check out his website, artbrownvo.com.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Katie?
Not anything to promote, but yeah.
Is there somewhere people can find you?
Facebook is best, probably Katie Walker.
Okay.
Katie does have an Instagram, but you don't have a lot of posts, but you have this beautiful theater post of you in like a period piece. Yes.
This is true.
Awesome. Sorry. Sarah Villegas, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, you can reach me on Instagram. I'll post the link in the chat. It's just Sarah Villegas. My website is the same, sarahvillegas.info. In the fall, God willing, I'm going to do a show at Cherry Lane Theater called Seven Against the House. I'm working on that now, and I have a film coming out called Cyclamen. So, and I'm shooting a pilot this summer. So, fun stuff. Trying to keep busy.
Awesome. Very exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
Rajiv.
Yeah, I'm easy to find on Instagram at Jeeves, occasionally on Twitch TV as CPT Jeeves. Mostly it's gaming and baking.
So, game night at Rajiv's house with all the baked goods. That's what
like for real.
Chris, we already spoke to you.
I put something.
Oh, you did?
Now. I'll be officiating a wedding next Wednesday.
Oh,
I booked that.
Nice.
I wanted to say congratulations as if you were getting married, but congratulations on the job.
Paid gig.
Congratulations on the paid gig.
Yay!
That's
an accomplishment these days.
Are you a rabbi? How are you officiating?
Oh, I'm a part of the Universal Life Church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Live long and prosper.
All right. Jamie.
Hi. Currently acting, nothing right now, but I do interview entertainers for a blog called upfrontny.com. And social media, all platforms, I'm at Jamie Face, JYMEFACE. My website as well, jamieface.com. And thank you.
Awesome. And Erin.
Yeah, I'm currently in the process of workshopping a role with a friend for Banshee the musical. So look for that sometime in the fall. There will probably be a Zoom reading in a few months after, likely a reading off Broadway. And otherwise, I'm on social media, and my social media name is my name, all one word. It's not too deep. And I also have a website. So hopefully there will be some more art coming more in the fall when things are open and some more things are accessible.
Awesome.
It's Maggie also.
Oh, Maggie. Sorry, people moved on my screen, so now I have no idea who anyone is. Maggie.
That's okay. Nothing going on in this corner of New York City either. Hopefully, looking forward to more in the future. You can find me on Facebook at Maggie Dickinson.
Awesome. Maggie is very cool. You should follow her.
Yes.
I guess I wanted to say that I co-write a podcast. It's an audio drama called My Parallel Life. And it also features both Jamie and Rajiv. So if you liked them, you'll hear their voices. But yeah, it's a YA audio drama. It's My Parallel Life. You can find it wherever you get fine podcasts.
And I have also listened to it, and I endorse that podcast.
Yay!
That means anything to those of you watching.
Further endorse it.
Yay! But thanks again. This was obviously a very big cast, and this is something that Sam and I wrote many years ago. This was really great to see all of you guys revisit that.
Yes.
That was
and
really
to hear
awesome.
it with fresh ears.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. All right. So we're going to say goodbye to this cast for right now. And before we move on, we're going to talk a little more. Still no money.
Oh, my goodness.
But again, you can donate after the fact, so that's fine. But the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund, they are always working on new programs, and they consistently are, posting articles about issues. They have programs specifically targeting anti-trafficking and economic justice for workers, educational equity, housing and environmental justice, voting rights, a lot of these things that, we know are important and they affect everyone, but they do specifically affect a lot of the Asian American community.
They are also currently, they have a whole Stop Asian Hate program that involves providing legal advice and assistance to victims of anti-Asian violence and harassment, having a network of pro bono attorneys and interpreters to help them, because not everyone can afford to pay and not everyone speaks English fluently. And then they also collaborate with community groups to respond to future incidents of hate violence, call for police accountability, and just create a safe environment for everyone. We know there's been a big increase in anti-Asian activities, and just like anyone else would, they need lawyers. And they can't always pay for it, as many people of many races have a problem with. So.
And I think the big thing is it's providing that legal assistance, but it's also the education part is about educating people on their rights. Going back to Uprising that we just did when we were in the rehearsal, we were talking about that, even to this day, you'll find buildings that do not have safe, are not following the fire code, are not safe for emergencies. And, at this point that is illegal, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And people don't always know their rights and that they can, have an avenue to fight for themselves and their families. And if they're not educated and supported and empowered to do that, how is that going to happen?
And sometimes people are afraid of repercussions, as, particularly if they are immigrants. And so, they can support those people and let them know and reassure them that they can fight for those rights without repercussions. Except possibly the repercussion of their home being fire safe, which is good.
Yeah.
Another update, we are now up to $54. So thank you for an additional donation. I like the ooh.
Well, it's not updating on mine, but I believe you. I think I just need to open it in a new tab.
So next up, we have Grandma Kate, written by Emily Austin and directed by myself. Grandma Kate, pilot by Emily Austin. Interior Grandma's house living room night, rather. It looks the way mothballs smell. Dollies everywhere. In an old wooden rocking chair knits Florence Kleinman, 60s, aka Grandma, warm and quaint like if an embroidered pillow were a person, but with an edge somewhere between her thin glasses and sweet smile. Enigma, a loyal and handsome cat, purrs softly in her lap. The cat perks. Florence turns up her hearing aid, and we hear something outside. Rustling trees, maybe a squirrel. But Florence's scowl says otherwise. In a flash, she flings both knitting needles at something unseen. They shatter her window. One apparently hits its target.
Ah, my eye!
And the other neatly embeds itself in a tree outside. She peers through the broken glass. The intruder is gone. Exterior Grandma's house, yard, night. Florence steps outside. She admires her garden for a moment. Enigma guides her to her bloodied knitting needle in the dirt. Nearby, a pair of glasses. One of the lenses shattered. From the glasses perspective, we look up at her in a grainy monochrome as though through a security camera, as she picks them up, observing them with practiced attention. In fact, we see there is a camera in the glasses, a pinprick-sized lens in the corner of the frame, a small red light blinking beside it. She throws them on the ground.
Well, Enigma, I guess retirement's over.
Angle, the glasses perspective. As a piece of grass just obscures our view of Florence's erect middle finger, and her foot comes down to crush them. End of cold open. Act 1. Interior interrogation facility, cell day. Chiron, 1977. It's an empty gray cell, dank and unsanitary. Tough as nails, femme fatale, the poster girl for feminine badassery, young Florence, 20s, squirms in a chair, hands and feet bound, a blindfold over her eyes. Before her paces young Vadim, 20s, sexy, tall Russian, the villain in an 80s movie with a scar on his face.
Agent Florence Kleinman, CIA.
She knows that voice.
Vadim.
Finally in my clutches. Is it all right if I call you Flo?
That's what your mom shouted in bed last night. Yeah.
He raises his arm to slap her just as we cut to interior. FDR High School hallway night. Chiron, present day. Kate Kleinman, 18, a rebel, but trying too hard to look the part, turns the corner slowly. The coast is clear. She approaches the door to the principal's office and pulls a bobby pin out of her hair. Delicately, she inserts the pin into the door's lock and jiggles it until it snaps in half. With impatience, she looks around for another option. There's an emergency fire axe on the wall. Interior FDR High School principal's office night. Smash! An axe comes through the door. A hand follows it and turns the knob from the inside. Entering, Kate hops onto the computer at the principal's desk. She pops in a flash drive and types something like she's done it 1,000 times before. Unzipping her backpack and hastily pulling out her own laptop, she starts hacking away to white text on a black screen. but not before popping on some headphones and blasting some 70s rock and roll. Her hacking is gibberish to us, but what we do see are several letters from B's to F's changing into A's. Satisfied, she quickly unplugs the flash drive and shuts her laptop. She prepares to make her exit, but she is stopped by the janitor, who has just entered the room and has begun sweeping up bits of destroyed door. He stares at her. Interior Kate's house kitchen day. Frances Kleinman, 40s, put together in her attire, though eternally stressed out in her demeanor, makes breakfast in a small but perfectly pragmatic suburban kitchen. Kate nurses a glass of orange juice, the Doc Martens on her feet rudely gracing the top of the kitchen table.
I can't believe you. You're right. This is exactly the kind of thing you'd do. Where did I go wrong, Kate?
Do anything.
You hacked into your school's computer system and changed your grade.
I hacked into the school's computer system and changed everyone else's grades. Mr. Hudson is a nut job. His final is totally unfair. I'm just trying to do what's right, Mom.
Well, now you're suspended from school. Is that what's right to you? Can't you use your computer skills for something good, like a job?
Mom.
Kate, I think you need to say that line again.
Yeah.
Activist, or I will be anyway.
Kate discreetly pulls a cigarette out of her boot and lights it with a cool black lighter.
What are you doing?
Smoking?
Since when do you smoke?
Since apparently I became a teenage delinquent. It's cool.
All right, Kate. That's it. Get out. Where do I want you to go? You're going to stay with my mom.
Till when?
I don't know. Till they let you out. Well, till they let you back in school, till you start acting like an adult. Just get out of here.
I am an adult. And Mom, 4G doesn't even work out there. She's weird and paranoid. One time she made me set up solitaire on Windows Vista and then made me watch her play it. Mom, it took me to teach her how to send an email?
How long?
I don't know. She still hasn't figured it out.
Too bad. And hey, take this Mother's Day gift for her too. I've been meaning to get it over there, but I couldn't mail it because
she doesn't have an address. I'm not going to Grandma's. I'll find some motel to stay in.
With what money?
Kate pouts and glances at Grandma's smartphone. Suddenly, the door opens and in walks Alexander, 40s, a handsome, all-American fellow with a dashing smile.
Are my two favorite ladies.
You gave him a key?
Don't be rude, Kate. We've been dating for months.
He's a creep, Mom. I don't even want to be here anyway. Don't make out too hard.
Kate grabs the phone and shoves past Alexander on her way out the door. Frances eyes Alexander warmly.
I'm sorry about her. Have fun at Grandma's!
Interior electronic shop day. It's small and cluttered. Kate drops the packaged phone on the counter where a clerk flips boredly through a magazine.
Hey, how much can I get for this?
50.
50? It's brand new.
It's last gen.
Or last gen.
Look, we get scammers trying to sell us fake merch all the time, okay?
You don't believe it's in here? Look.
She opens the box, pulls out the sleek phone.
Come on. How much?
25.
What? You just said 50.
You opened the box.
Ugh.
She looks over and sees a package for a camera, a nauseating sample photo of a happy grandmother and granddaughter, and the phrase, "Capture what really matters." All right, so maybe this was kind of an asshole move. And as she turns to leave with the phone, the clerk points to a phone case on one of the shelves.
Hey, if you're keeping it, you should really invest in one of these cases. Virtually unbreakable.
Exterior woods near Grandma's Day. Kate trudges down the road in a bright red coat and a scowl. She's got a bag from the electronics store, too.
Mom, stupid happy old lady at that stupid camera box store, stupid $17 case, stupid really convincing salesperson, stupid grandma's house all the way in the woods, stupid. Whoa.
She walks face first into something. It's a knitting needle from last night still sticking out of the tree. Her face says what the fuck, but her mouth just says,
Okay.
She keeps walking as Grandma's house comes into view, until she spots a mysterious black-clad goon, a nondescript fellow in a pseudo-military getup not remotely recognizable as belonging to any legitimate organization. She'd ignore him if she was in a less self-righteous mood, but he's got his head buried inside the trunk of Florence's positively ancient car.
Hey!
He looks up, startled. He's got an eye patch.
Heading to Granny's, girly?
Are you headed to a paintball game, ugly? What's with the getup and what are you doing at my grandma's car?
He pulls a pistol on her and she flinches, but then she stands a little taller like she's bulletproof.
Oh, I'm from the auto shop in town.
Look, I might have believed you before you pulled out the gun.
Run home, kiddo.
Kiddo? That's annoying.
What happened to your eye? Arm, matey.
He slowly moves to pull the trigger, but then, bang! A gunshot. A bullet knocks the gun right out of the goon's hand. Kate whips around to see Florence at the door to her house with a badass rifle.
She happened.
The goon scurries away. Kate stares at Florence, mouth agape.
Damn, Grandma. What a big frickin' gun you have.
End of Act 1. Act 2. Interior Grandma's house, living room day. Kate sits anxiously on the couch, glancing nervously at the rifle leaning against the potted plant by the door.
Are you eating? Look, Finn. Grandma. You know, Joan just sent me the most adorable photo of her granddaughter's new baby on the email. Now, if only I could figure out how to reply. Are you hungry? I'll put some cookies in the oven.
Grandma, what the heck is going on? Why do you have a massive gun?
Oh, it's dangerous out here. And the squirrels, you know?
Who was that guy?
Some burglar.
In the middle of the woods?
Lots of types want to mess with an old lady in the middle of nowhere.
Kate pulls another cigarette from her shoe.
What are you doing?
Oh, not you two.
Never waste lighter fluid on something like smoking. You never know when you might need a fire. Why do you keep them in your boots?
So my mom wouldn't take them?
Clever. Listen, your mom called. She told me about what happened at school.
I don't want to hear about it. Okay, I get it. I messed up. I should just do what everyone else tells me to do and just keep my mouth shut, right? End up some boring lawyer like my mom and some crazy gun-toting old lady who knits scarves and talks to her cats and lives in a house that doesn't even have freaking address because she was too scared to live in the world. Maybe I should just hide from the man like everyone else. Maybe I want to fight.
Kate.
I don't know what your deal is, Grandma, but I'm out of here.
Oh, where are you going to go?
I'll figure something out. I'm 18. Oh, yeah.
She tosses Florence the bag from the electronics shop.
Mom got you this. It's a new phone. There's a case in there too.
Kate slams the door on her way out. Florence glasses at the cord phone on her wall.
What's wrong with the phone I have?
Interior, interrogation facility, cell, day, 1977. Young Flo's a little worse for wear now, a bit roughed up. Behind her back, she uses a manicured false fingernail to saw through the rope binding her hands.
What could the Soviets possibly want with little old me?
The Soviets? Oh, Flo, this is so much bigger than the Soviets.
What?
A little trade. How about it? Some info for some info. I want the names of your other agents.
Who the hell wants to know?
We're not with the Soviets, Flo. Niet. We are aligned with no government, no nation. Our only allegiance is to order. We're going to rule everything. This, Flo, is Imperium.
That sounds lame.
You speak Latin?
In Latin with subtitles, nope.
Minime.
In ancient Rome, Imperium was the power to command an army. This was under the pretext of democracy. Of course, you know what happened to democracy in ancient Rome.
So, you named your evil organization after a dead language you learned in Evil Dictators 101? That sounds about right.
Now, can you give me a name?
Minime.
Interior, Grandma's house, living room, day. Enigma beside her, Florence taps uselessly at the screen on her new phone. She glances at the instruction booklet.
Okay, it says here that I can talk to it. Okay. Hi, phone?
Meow.
Almost feeding time, huh? Well, let's see. Phone, set an alarm for 5.
Setting alarm for 5 hours from now.
No. 5 o'clock, you dim-witted.
She taps the screen, but the alarm that has begun counting down doesn't go away.
You know, I used to crack Soviet ciphers on a daily basis, and now I can't even figure out how to use a cellular phone. I hate this newfangled tech. Yeah, I remember when phones were just for calling your buddies.
She glances up at the attic door.
Speaking of buddies.
Interior, Grandma's house, attic continuous. She climbs the rickety stairs into the dusty attic. It looks innocent enough. Knit rugs and old tchotchkes and the like. Enigma at her feet. Florence pushes aside a curtain to reveal the spy wall. Photos and documents connected by pieces of string like a conspiracy theorist would have.
Kate almost got hurt. And it doesn't look like these guys are letting up anytime soon. Guess I'm taking the fight to them.
She pulls off an old photo. It depicts young Florence and her team of 3 men and a woman. One man, young Walter Arkansas, 20s, is circled. She flips the photo over. Scrawled in messy blue pen, it says, Agent Walter Arkansas, 1 foot in the grave, nursing home. Meow.
You're right. I can't do this alone. Time to see an old friend.
Interior, exterior, Florence's car, day. Florence hops into her car and buckles herself in. Then she pauses and turns up her hearing aid. Is that ticking? In a flash, she undoes her seatbelt and vaults from the car as it explodes behind her. Exterior, woods, day. Trudging past the trees, Kate hears the explosion and whips around.
Grandma?
She starts walking briskly back the way she came. Interior Grandma's house garage day. A slightly battered Florence uncovers a tarp in the dusty garage, revealing a badass motorcycle. She pulls out the phone Kate gave her, timer still counting.
Hey, phone, how do I get to 1 Foot in the Grave nursing home?
Directing you to home.
Well, I am home. Are you deaf? Okay, hold on.
She, in old lady fashion, slowly and with her index finger types into the phone. She flashes it a satisfied smile.
There we go. What? Well, that's not right. Obviously, Ryan Avenue is faster, silly machines.
Enigma trots over. Meow.
You're right. These things will just track me anyway.
Tosses the phone to the ground and she grabs a paper map from under her seat. After a glance, she's off. Kate arrives just as Florence drives away. She assesses the wrecked car and turns to Enigma.
Grandma's in trouble, isn't she?
She picks up the discarded phone.
It's like I was right about the case. Nursing home.
She sees a bicycle in the garage and mounts it. Interior nursing home day. Florence marches up to a haughty receptionist.
Hello, ma'am. Is someone here to check you in?
What? No. I'm looking for someone, an old friend.
Ma'am, you're going to have to be more specific.
Exterior nursing home parking lot day. Arriving, Kate dismounts the bike with a grunt. She texts Florence's phone against the building before her. She crosses the parking lot and holds the nursing home's door open as someone silently exits.
Thank you, it'd be nice.
He turns to look at her. It's the one-eyed goon from earlier.
Ah, you again?
Kate whips her lighter out like it's a weapon. She grits her teeth sheepishly at the small flame as he pulls out his gun. Interior interrogation facility. Cell, day, 1977. Young Florence is still bound and blindfolded. She continues to saw through her binds.
You can do this the hard way or the harder way? What's it gonna be?
I know there's a dick joke in there somewhere.
Finally, she frees her hands and removes her blindfold. She does a somersault and shatters her chair on Vadim's face.
But I'm gonna go with my way.
She makes a run for it through the unlocked door. Interior, nursing home, day. Florence enters a rec room that smells like bingo and looks like death. Elderly folks watch TV and read books. Slumped over in a chair, she finds Walter Arkansas, 80s, dead.
No. No. No, 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 no!
There's a bowl of Jell-O beside him. She sniffs it. She spots a crossword puzzle in his limp hand. She takes it and examines the text written in the boxes. They are back. Old warehouse on Pine Street.
Now, this is personal.
Exterior nursing home, parking lot day. Florence heads for her motorcycle, but she steps on something. It's Kate's lighter. Wait, Kate's lighter?
Okay. Now, it's personal alert.
She gets on her motorcycle.
Don't worry, Kate. Grandma's coming.
She opens her pocketbook, but nothing's in there besides some butterscotches, buttons, and a crumpled old receipt.
But first, I'm gonna need some firepower.
Exterior Grandma's house sunset. Florence vrooms through the trees and parks haphazardly at her house. Enigma meets her. Meow.
What, Enigma? I already fed you.
Meow. She turns up her hearing aid and we hear shuffling inside the house. She approaches her home, pushes open the door, interior grandma's house, living room, sunset, and is immediately ambushed by 3 armed goons. Dodging bullets, she punches one, and he stumbles back into a beautiful china cabinet.
No one touches my china cabinet.
She punches his face right through the glass and knocks him out. She grabs her half-complete scarf from the rocking chair and uses it to snag the next guy by the neck.
That color looks good on you.
And send him tumbling to the floor. She grabs the last goon's hand and crushes it.
Where did you find me? Tell your boss to leave me alone.
I've got a message for you from Vadim, Agent. Imperium is back, and better, stronger than we were 40 years ago. We're going to take over this town, and then the world. And while we're at it, we're going to destroy everything you've ever loved, starting with the kid. And if you even tried...
There's a ding from the kitchen.
Oh. Hold on a moment. Won't you, dear?
She crushes his hand a little harder and then exits to the kitchen as he fumbles painfully with his gun and broken fingers. He tries to grasp his pistol when...
Look, Finn. Here, have a cookie.
He looks up to see Florence has returned with a tray of freshly baked and steaming hot cookies. She slams the tray into his face and he screams in pain. Fast as she can, Florence scrambles up to the attic. Interior, Grandma's house, attic continuous, and marches over to the closet. She moves all the clothes, a man's clothes one might notice, aside to reveal a wall of weapons and gadgets. She pulls out a tin of butter cookies. She opens it. It's filled with sewing supplies. She fishes out some seemingly innocent sewing needles, moves to a locked drawer, shoving a needle inside its rather hardcore lock and jiggling it with expertise until the lock opens with a satisfying click. She pockets the needles. From the drawer, she pulls out a photo album. She admires an old photo of a young man, Frank, for a brief moment, and then turns the page to reveal a cutout containing a pistol, which she takes as well. She grabs a skein of yarn from under a desk, and from the hole in the center, she pulls out a gun silencer. She yanks on the cord connected to the closed window blinds. Instead of opening them, the hidden grappling hook to the cord was attached to falls to the floor. She grabs that too. She replaces the batteries in her hearing aid as her eyes drift to the picture of Frank.
Not again.
She kicks off her fuzzy slippers and laces up a pair of combat boots. Exterior, Grandma's house, sunset. Her gadgets on a knit utility belt. Florence gets on her motorcycle, Arkansas's message in her hand. Enigma watches.
I have to go save my granddaughter. If they try anything, run. I'm not losing you too.
Pocketing Arkansas's note, she drives off once again. Exterior, warehouse, night. Florence parks her motorbike and looks up at a dusty old warehouse. She flings her grappling hook at an open window and starts climbing. Interior, warehouse, storage room, night. Into a rusty old storage room filled with filing cabinets and lockers. She looks around and sees 3 security cameras. She attaches the silencer to her pistol and shoots each camera.
See me now, suckers.
She looks over at the lockers. There's a rather on-the-nose sign that says, prisoner belongings.
I bet that's where they're keeping Kate's stuff. How the hell am I supposed to know which one it's in?
She pulls out one of her needles and starts lock-picking the lock on a random locker.
They have phones you can talk to nowadays. Is X-ray vision not too much to ask for?
There's an idea.
I wonder. Hey, phone. How do I get to the store?
Here is last night's score.
Aha!
She follows the sound to one of the lockers and expertly picks her way in. She grabs the phone and Kate's backpack. She regards the room again.
All right, let's see where they're hiding.
She opens one of the filing cabinets and flips skillfully through its contents. She pulls out a file, but greets it with a scowl.
This is nothing.
Pulls out another.
Useless. How can I find these guys if I can't find any dirt on them? Where do they keep their classified documents?
She notices a fancy, sleek Sol computer in the corner.
Oh, geez.
Interior interrogation facility, hallway, day 1977. Young Florence soars down the hall. Goons try to stop her, but a punch or two takes them out easily. The stairs are just ahead.
Not so fast.
He steps out in her path. Wasn't he just... Stepping aside, Vadim reveals a hostage with a bag over his head. Vadim's gun to his covered temple. Interior warehouse hallway night. Florence creeps out of the storage room, but is immediately surrounded by way too many of those evil goons. She prepares to take them out, but she's pushed against a wall, her arms restrained. As she struggles, we hear the tap, tap, tap of evil footsteps. It's Vadim, in his 60s now, but just as slimy as before. His face still graced with that recognizable scar.
You know, Flo, a lot has changed since you were in the biz. For one thing, technology has come a long way. My tech guys hacked that hearing aid of yours, so I knew exactly where you were coming. You should really stop talking to your cat.
She looks around for a way out and glares at him with a fiery hatred when there isn't one. End of Act 2. End of the reading.
Yay!
Yay!
That was really great, guys. You are really funny. That was really engaging.
That was very fun to read. I didn't watch it. I read the stage directions. Great job, everyone. Why don't you all pop on stage so we can promote what everyone's doing? Well, we start with Ashley. Ashley, what have you been up to? What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Hey, happy APAM, everyone. I just wanted to shout out Asian entertainers, Asian writers, Asian actors. I just want to hear more stories. I think it's so important, and I'm so thankful that we got to tell this one. I'm doing a lot of voiceover. It'll come out sometime on the internet. And I'm doing a solo show in June, and I'm going to do another solo show in June. It's going to be a lot of stuff. And yeah, there's a lot going on, but that's all I can think of right now.
Well, where can people follow you so they can keep updated?
At Rapuano Ashley, and I post everything there. I am also in a reading tomorrow, Thursday night, May 27th, with some other Filipinos, and we are doing it in honor of SIPA Cares, which is a Filipino organization. So yeah.
Nice. All right. Jeremy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeremy, and promoting stuff, right?
Yeah, is there or where we can follow you, or if you're doing anything?
Oh yeah. I have. I've been doing this project all month. So every day I have this project called. I'm a speaker of Ilocano, which is a language in the north of the Philippines, and then I'm every day in May I'm releasing a short film in a way that teaches an Ilocano phrase, but then it's shot in like a like perfume high fashion commercial. So if you'd like to follow that, this is the IG. Let me just type it in the chat.
Just so you know, I was laughing because of Ashley's rejoicing at you speaking that language. Not because
Again, the boy from Bantai. Or you can also please follow the YouTube channel. I don't have like I only have like 27 subscribers on YouTube, so I can't have the specialized name yet. So unless I get 100 subscribers, right, and then you can have you can change it to your name, your username. But this is the channel on the chat. So if you'd like to follow that, that'd be great. So every day in May, there's a phrase that you can learn in Ilocano, and it's super fun. It was super fun to shoot with a lot of Filipinos too.
It looks fun. I've seen a little bit of it. And
so you gotta turn on the video, or you gotta turn on the sound, and then you gotta turn on everything, and then just watch it till the end. So it's super fun.
Another thing I endorse. I also, if Ashley's doing the same solo show I teched, I endorse that as well. It was an excellent show.
Enjoyed by Sam.
Endorsed by, I'm endorsing everyone today. Michelle, what are you up to?
First, I just want to thank both of you, Jasmine and Samantha, for doing this. It really means a lot, and I just appreciate you thinking about our community and supporting us. What I've been doing. So I just recently shot a film out in Connecticut called The Sand Dollar Cove. And that will be coming out on the Hallmark Channel, I think in the fall of this year. And last week I shot another play, part of the Putnam Theater Alliance's Freedom Project. And it's a play called The Expression of Regret, and it was actually written by Christine Toy Johnson. And that will be streaming on starting June 3rd through the 6th. And everyone can go to artsonthelake.org, and that is where you can get more information on that.
Nice. If you want to throw that, this goes for everyone, but if you want to throw things in the chat, then I can post it next to your name in the description, and maybe even over time we can feature it on our Facebook and stuff.
Absolutely. I just want to say, Michelle, I'm so happy you got to be in all this. I'm happy for everyone. Michelle is somebody that we worked with several years ago, and to get to work with her again for this is really exciting.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. All right. Sorry, Sonia, I believe, is next. Yes.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for letting me be part of this. It was so much fun to read. And everybody was so talented. I enjoyed the other two pieces as well. So I don't have anything really on my plate except for the fact I do some virtual improv. I have a show on Wednesday. If you check out the Pit, People's Improv Theater, they have virtual shows. And also I believe not this week, but next week, I also do some improv with Comedy Sports. They're a short form comedy team, and they're a lot of fun. My current project right now is my 4.5-month-old puppy named Donatello. You can follow his Instagram because it is at Telly_pup. So it's TELLY_PUP. And I try to post every day of cute things that he does. Not the bad stuff. I should post the bad stuff, but I don't want to give him a bad rap. I want to be a good mommy. Thank you again so much for letting me be a part of this, and thank you again so much for doing this. This is great and wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing it. I thought you were on a character team with the Armory as well.
Oh yes, my last show for my character team, where they're called Some Pig, is on June 3rd, and we're going to be doing some medieval medieval time stuff. So
nice.
We usually post it on Facebook and streams on Facebook. So check it out. Samantha's also on a
I am. So I'm going to promote my thousands of things that I do. So I am, I'm on a sketch team called Pitchfork Patty, which you can find on Instagram and on YouTube. It's at Pitchfork Patty Sketch. I also am on a few improv teams. Space Station Awesome, which hasn't done a show in a while. I'm on a lightning team at the Armory called We Just Met. And then I'm on a character team. I know, are we sensing a theme? A character sketch team called AP History, and I actually don't remember off the top of my head when our next show is, but we do have one more. It might be with Sonia's show. And then I do some musical improv, and I do this stuff. So I'm going to put my Instagram and Facebook because that'll be the easiest way to keep track of me. And I'm putting everyone else's information that they've gave me into the description of this video as well with the donation links. So please donate to help out the Asian American community that is facing a lot of hardship right now that they don't deserve.
Absolutely. Before we close up, we'll give you guys one last pitch. So the AELDEF, right now, they're looking for volunteers because they're working on a whole program to defend Asian American voting rights specifically for the June 22nd New York primaries. So that would involve a lot of things, making sure that people are getting, access and clear information about where to vote, how to vote, be able to vote. And also, they're trying to take stock and do exit polls and interviews about how the community is voting, because as we know, the Asian American community is sometimes a little ignored due to the model minority myth. So that's something that they're working on right now, as well as everything else that we were talking about tonight. So right now we did get some donations. We are up to $74, which is really great. I want to thank everyone who donated.
And we will be up to more. I just did not get a chance to donate before we started tonight. So I myself will be donating after. So do not fret, guys. We're going to keep collecting money. Keep bringing those dollars in.
If everybody, we have the cast from the last show. I know some people had to leave, but everybody can come on right now and turn on their video if they want, and we can say goodbye. I want everybody to be able to show their beautiful and intelligent faces.
And talented faces.
Yeah, I said intelligent, but
I mean, I'm sure their faces are very intelligent as well, but
so I want to thank once again all the actors. I want to thank Grady for directing. I want to thank Sam. I want to for writing. Sam Manas and Sam Graber.
Yeah, the Sams.
The Sams. Also Emily for writing. And I want to once again thank everybody for donating. I hope if you're watching this now that you feel moved to donate as well. That will still be up.
And once again, if you can't donate and you feel moved to volunteer, that's just as important.
Yes,
it really
absolutely. Absolutely. You can check out their website. They are looking for they're constantly looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
But specifically right now.
And thank you to everyone who was involved in making this happen. Please follow them on the Instagrams and the Facebooks and the all the things, the YouTubes. Everything is for some reason plural with me right now. And have a great night. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Yay.